Hello everyone, I'm Enrique and today is Tuesday, and as usual I'm recording a video to help you set up your week. Since you all know the drill already, you know that the first thing that you've got to do is open the planner and get acquainted with what we are doing from Monday until Sunday. As we saw on Saturday during the video conference, we are working with the expository genre, which is the second genre that we are um, studying in the course. Before, we studied the narrative genre, and you wrote narrative essays telling me your stories, and now we are doing something radically different. We are writing from an unbiased perspective. If in the essay that you sent before, in the narrative section of the course, I was looking for your own distinctive voices. I wanted to hear your stories, and you had to personalize your writing up to the point that you even had to give me pictures and images to show me a little bit of you somehow. Here you are disappearing in the second part, in the second assignment. You are writing off yourself in this case, because I don't want to hear your voices. When you're making the summary of a text, you're supposed to be like the eyes for a blind reader, as I mentioned on Saturday. I don't want to hear your voices. I don't want to hear your opinions. You're simply translating, text into text. You are reading some information, and then you are giving me a version of that article that you read, but you have to keep in mind that the personal approach has to be in third person, that you don't want to provide your own insight, that you're simply following a model an imaginary model that we would follow, for example, when writing the abstract for a research paper. This is the point of the week, writing from a third person approach and trying to keep your voices at bay. You're not supposed to be giving opinions the second time. If you check the calendar here, the planner, you see that you have the pages 252 through 257 from Andrew Lanford, and we are studying some punctuation. We are doing some punctuation exercises on the use of the comma, and also we're doing in the self-assessment practicing the topic sentence that is going to be very convenient for your one paragraph essay, and also avoiding stereotyped and sexist language. This is somehow, it has to do with bias in the choice of words that we select. You have all the usual quizzes and the usual self-assessments. Each of you should check, depending on the section, the submission date for the writing assignment. As I announced on Saturday, I'm doing staggered delivery. You are not submitting the second writing assignment at the same time. One section is sending on Sunday, another course section is sending on Tuesday, and the last section will be sending the essay on Wednesday. You need to check the calendar to see if there have been some changes in that sense. Today I sent you a second resource concluding the second participation forum. It's important that you download this resource and check the questions that I wrote for you, the questions with answers, because here I'm putting together a typology of common mistakes and a typology of common concerns, and sometimes you don't find this in the guide, the MLA guide. This is very practical. And I'm going to take, for example, one question, random question. How many patterns of integrations are there? This is question number 7. You go to question number 7 and then you get the answer. In all cases, I'm providing plenty of examples for you to guide yourself, or to imitate, or to copy if you want to copy the models. This is the resource that I sent today. Please download it and keep it with the other resource that I gave you previously, where I'm concluding the format and the core elements of in MLA. The ones that came to the video conference, you know that we discussed the course conundrum, and I made you notice that we are following a conundrum, which is the question that is guiding all the writing assignments that are to follow now, writing assignment 2, 3, and 4. This doesn't mean that you have to answer the question, the internet and social media enslaving or liberating. This is the question that's going to be like the backdrop of the course. This is the question to guide the theory of the class in general. You have here the preliminary theory, and you also have the list of reading. The article is sort of a reader that I put together for you for the topic, the internet liberating or enslaving. And if you check the list of articles, you'll see that next to it, like here, I wrote the type of genre that this article in particular might be useful for. For example, if you're writing a summary, I would suggest that you might consider an article like Brannock, Jennifer Brannock Cox, Everyone's a Journalist. Or if you're writing this article in particular could be used for any summary, rhetorical analysis, or argumentation. I explained on Saturday that depending on the genre of the assignment, there are some articles that are have more potential. For example, an article like Joanna Cabina's, one article that you worked with in the forum, which is very plain and moderate in length, is not so convenient for a rhetorical analysis. Meanwhile, for a summary, which is extracting information and presenting information in the order in which the author gave it to you, this is a good article for that type of genre for expository writing, the summary. In the case of Buchanan, Mark Buchanan, Social Networks, the Great Tipping Point Test is not valid for summary or for argumentation, because I already used it as an example for in the video conference. You need to be mindful of the ones that I recommend for rhetorical analysis. For example, for Nicolas Cardara's Generation Z, Online and at Risk. I'm recommending this for rhetorical analysis, and an article that has the potential for a rhetorical analysis. A rhetorical analysis is a more complex type of analysis in which you deconstruct the object, in this case the article, and then you have to consider the different layers of that object, not only the ideas the author presents, but also the form or the way in which he or she presents these ideas, and also the visual component of the text. You'll see in a rhetorical analysis in week 5, which is the most difficult essay that you'll be writing in my class, the rhetorical analysis requires that you choose a text that talks to you using different languages, not only verbal, not only the ideas. You have to do a different type of work here. So the ones in which I recommend the rhetorical analysis. Please do not use these articles for the summary. The summary is very simple. In your week 4, you also have the resource writing an expository summary. This is a mandatory reading, and here in this resource I not only recommend the essentials of expository writing, I provide a checklist for your essay, and I'm giving you an example. So it's important you read this resource together with the document with instructions for the second writing assignment. You have the document in your Dropbox. So this is it. As usual, I'm inviting you to contact me if you need further assistance. I'll be more than happy to give you a hand. If you are in trouble at the end of the week and you feel that you need more time, hopefully you don't, because this is a very simple assignment, please talk to me and I can give you an extension, like a couple of days of extension. The idea is that you work with purpose. Remember, expository writing is no opinion, unbiased writing, just translating what you see in one text and into another one. So no opinion, save your opinions for the argumentative essay and for the rhetorical analysis essay. Somehow that it calls for some opinion. So please get in touch if you need some hand. And now that I'm just mentioning this, remember, if you need to get some help with your writing, you can visit the writing center that recently opened. It's at Hayek. If you don't know where the writing center is, you send me an email and I'll give you the direction. Thank you, and I just wish you do a wonderful job this fourth week as you did before. Thank you.